Let's find out who's playing for us today. For the Northern Pikes, we have number 0, official mascot. Number 138, QT Sly. Number 15, no elbows. Number 191, Rhubarb Crisp. Number 201, Herb Stomping Coleshaw. Number 222, Labadie. Number 239, The Mystic. 474, Hellwoods. 64, GoldenEye. 665, Crazy D. 77, Bat Outta Hill. 85, Abolisher. 87, Kitty Cream Her. 89, Pip. And 92, Dark Wheel Duck, who's already on the jam line. And for the Crude Assassins in their last game of the day, we've got number 0666, Satanic Panic. 12, Side Dish. 21, Kaleidoscope. 286, Clancy John. 33, Mr. Jones. 4, Schemo. 52, Killer Bee. 536, Fairy Lee Bionic. 604, Trish Trash. 666, Missile. 711, The Speedster. 8, Let's Get Lizical. 87, Ladybeard. 93, Doug Drillmore. And 98, Show Me Your Hits. And we'll join this play in action. Dark Wheel Duck is your lead jammer coming in on a second scoring pass right now. With the Crude Assassins jammer just being released from the box at the end of the jam. Dark Wheel Duck able to pick up a full 8 points in that for those 2 scoring passes, bringing our score after the first jam 8-0 for the Northern Pikes. Lining up on our jam line now, we've got official mascot and Mr. Jones as our jammers. And Mr. Jones working on the front of that pack, hitting a really solid Northern Pikes 4-wall. And official mascot sneaking past, earning lead jam, but getting hit out at the very front of the pack. After a quick helmet cover pass, official mascot decides, nope, not this time. Keeping the jam to a 0-0 points. For the Northern Pikes this time. I can't tell. 6. Yeah. Got Ladybeard for the Crude Assassins and GoldenEye for the Northern Pikes on the jam line. And a penalty being called on 666. Heading to the box. Ladybeard out the front of the pack does not have lead jam. GoldenEye calling the jam off before Ladybeard can score any points. I can't. Who is 666? That is. Because there's a 0666. Okay. The Crude Assassin starting with 1 blocker down in the box. We've got Doug Drillmore on the line against the Mystic for the Northern Pikes. It's the Northern Pikes in blue and your Crude Assassins in white today. Lots of traffic on the jam line. Both jammers working hard to get through those very difficult defensive walls. Some nice offense on the way back from Abolisher. And the Mystic makes it out the front of the pack after quite a chaotic scramble. Helmet cover comes off and a quick pass is made. Your new jammer, I believe, is Side Dish. Forcing a call off. The Mystic scoring 1 point on that pass. It's a 13-0 game. Northern Pikes doing a great job of short jams, but keeping the points, keeping those Crude Assassins locked out. Labadie on the line for the Northern Pikes. I really wanted to fix it. Okay, I'll just do it. And we've got Let's Get Lizical for the Crude Assassins. Tried really hard to keep herself in bounds there, but the Let's Get Lizical knocked to the outside. Stays in bounds that time, can keep jamming. Very difficult pack to get through. Our Northern Pikes jammer in the box. So Let's Get Lizical trying to make it through with as much offense as possible. But those Northern Pikes blockers are really shutting them down. Labadie out of the box and makes it through the pack. We still do not have a lead jammer. Both jammers working hard. Let's Get Lizical working really hard to get past that. Really powerful for Northern Pikes blockers. Labadie out the front of the pack again for a full 4 points. And Let's Get Lizical still working, continuing to be recycled back. Helmet cover comes off. We are going to have a 2-minute jam here. 28 seconds left in this jam. Hoping to get a little bit of fresh legs to work that through. Clancy John has the helmet cover now, decides to play a little defense. When you're not getting out of the pack, sometimes the jammer's best option is to play a little defense. Now we have Clancy John heading to the box for the Crude Assassins. We'll start the next jam with the Crude Assassins jammer in the penalty box for a full 30 seconds. I really have trouble getting the blockers' names and being able to talk about it because I can't read and then look at what's happening. So I might just ask you numbers. We've got Dark Wheel Duck jamming on the power jam for the Northern Pikes. Strong defensive 4 at the front of the pack. Right off the bat, taking that backwards facing blocker down. But they're not going to give up. Dark Wheel Duck taking them out and down at the front of the pack. Earning themselves lead jam status. The white tripod sucking back nicely onto that Crude Assassin, or the Northern Pikes jammer. They decided not to let Dark Wheel Duck have any room. Very quick pass out of the box, bringing Mr. Jones into the jammer position for the Crude Assassins. But a quick end to the jam with the Northern Pikes getting themselves 4 points. It's a 33-0 game at the moment. And our jam is underway with official mascot jamming for the Northern Pikes, side dish for the Crude Assassins. And side dish making it out in front quickly, but official mascot really close behind with only her own blockers to pass at the front of that pack. Blockers not letting each other set up while they await the entrance of the jammers. Really nice hit by 201 for the Northern Pikes. Curb stomp and goal shot there with a nice hit out, forcing the call off. The Crude Assassins have points on the board now. 2 points for the Crude Assassins. Got Lady Beard and Goldeneye jamming in this jam. Goldeneye sneaking up the inside to earn themselves lead jammer. Ladybeard not to be outdone, fighting at the front of the pack, pushing those blockers to clear the pack, quickly make their way around, but not too fast. Goldeneye has called it into the jam, not allowing the Crude Assassins to put any more points on the board. Jam underway, the Mystic jamming for Northern Pikes. Mr. Jones for the Crude Assassins. Mr. Jones making a break for it at the front of the pack, pushing those blockers as much as possible, trying to force a no-pack situation. And the Mystic doing a really good job of pushing up so that his blockers could continue to block, getting out at the same time. And Mr. Jones giving a little bit of action to the Mystic, trying to keep them from getting to the back of the pack and an ability to score. Both jammers trying to get their hips around at the end. We'll see if nobody was successful. They were shut down. But that's a 0-0 jam. We're going to start the next jam with Kirby in the box for the Northern Pikes. We got a pack advantage for the Crude Assassins here. Killer B jamming. That's the first time we've seen Killer B jam in this game for the Crude Assassins. Taking advantage of that blocker in the box, earning themselves lead jammer status. Labadie still battling with that strong tripod at the front of the pack. Show me your hits, making it really difficult, knocking that jammer out, trying to get the run back, but is denied that. And Labadie taking advantage. Sometimes that run back does give you a little bit of advantage because those blockers can get caught up with your own blockers. A great call out by Killer B, holding the Northern Pikes to 0 in that jam, scoring one more point on that pass, making that a 5-0 jam. We've got a 36-7 game. This is not yet determined. This is still a very close game, folks. Very low-scoring jams. We've got Darkwheel Duck out again for the Northern Pikes and Trish Trash for the Crude Assassins. Darkwheel making a quick sneak up the outside. Trish Trash being taken down to the outside, having to be recycled back, helmet cover off. Darkwheel Duck making a quick 4-point pass. Trish Trash hoping to get some offense, keeping those Northern Pikes blockers busy. Knocked to the inside of the pack now. Up quickly. Unfortunately, picks up a penalty. Trish Trash heading for the box for the Crude Assassins. Darkwheel Duck coming into the pack, asking for a little bit of offense, but getting a bit of a run back by Ladybeard, but Ladybeard was denied the chance to run them all the way back by a really good defensive play by the Northern Pikes. Darkwheel Duck calling it off the jam to freeze the jammer in the box for the Crude Assassins. Trish Trash will be jamming the next jam. Just standing at the end of that jam, they'll have 10 seconds to serve a quick power jam for official mascot. And official mascot hoping to take advantage of this very quick power jam chance. Completes the pass. Earns themselves lead jammer status. Trish Trash out of the box now, battling at the back of the pack. An official mascot with a little hop, skip, and a jump over the end of the apex there. Belly flopping with a quick call off. We do love it when our jammers call the jam off in style. They can call that jam off from anywhere they end up, as long as they can get their hands to their hips. It's a 48-7 game now. 15 minutes left in the half. We got Clancy John on the line for the Crude. Whoops. And Goldeneye for the Northern Pikes. Yeah, that was an actual literal mic drop. I'm not really sure what for, but might happen again. Clancy John pushing through the front of the pack. Goldeneye, having earned lead status earlier in the jam, is able to call it off whenever he wants. Looked to the bench, got the signal to call it off, and denied Clancy from the ability to score points at the end of that jam. You know, sometimes it looks like these are really hard games, and they are, but we're always having fun when we've got wheels on our feet. We've got the Mystic up for the Northern Pikes. Killer Bee for the Crude Assassins. Both jammers stuck at the back of the pack. Lots of traffic with 8 blockers, making it very difficult. And Killer Bee picks up a penalty, goes to the box. The Mystic on a power jam. Well, not for long. We'll watch a little jammer swap in the box. The Mystic sits down. Killer Bee released. And followed very shortly by the Mystic. The Mystic clearing the pack without the star on their head, unable to earn lead jam. Now, having made their initial pass, they'll be able to start scoring points, even though they will not be able to call off the jam because they spent a little time in the sin bin. Let's get Lizical working hard to make their initial pass. Still not scoring points. Knocked to the inside while the Mystic was able to sneak by on the outside. They like that part of the track. It's a little bit wider, and they can take advantage of that. Let's get our Killer Bee working really hard there to get through, whilst the Mystic jumps the inside of the track for another 4 points. And the Mystic making rounds now. 4 points every time they pass that pack. Killer Bee still trying to make their way out for their initial pass. Really increasing the lead here for the Northern Pikes. Ending that jam, coming into its natural end with a 20-point differential. It's got the Northern Pikes now sitting at a 72-7 point lead. We've got lots of other derby action happening today. There's a game happening right now on the other track, on track 1. Don't forget to stick around for the other games happening here today as well. Jam has started with Labadie jamming for the Northern Pikes. Mr. Jones for the Crude Assassins. Both jammers out within a split second of each other. Lead being determined for Mr. Jones. Hoping to score a few points before calling it off. 1 point earned for the Crude Assassins. They'll take it. Holding the Northern Pikes to 0. Sometimes we can win a game 1 point at a time. Got a timeout called. Tell you a little bit about some of the other things going on today. We've got a fundraiser going on for the Chinook Roller Derby. Throw a pie at a junior. Seems fitting on Mother's Day that we would take it out on the kids. So you can bid. I don't believe, the last time I checked, there were no bids. So get out there and bid for the opportunity to throw a pie in the face of one of your junior skaters here in Calgary. The juniors up for grabs are April Sours, Masquerade, and Killer Cupcake. Bids will end at 5 p.m., so make your way over there, put your money down, get a chance to throw a pie at a youngster. A whippersnapper. We've also got a Flat Track Fever 2025 Tournament MVP award. Don't forget to put your votes in for that. That is voted by you, the audience, the other skaters, anyone else that wants to get on the Google form, get a vote in, and make sure that you vote for your favorite player. Everybody's worked really hard here this weekend. If you have a favorite, make sure you tell us about it. Jam has started with Dark Wheel Duck for the Northern Pikes and Side Dish for the Crude Assassins. Dark Wheel Duck slipping out in front first. Pretty closely followed by Side Dish, who will put Chase on, hoping to catch up. Crude Assassins being swept to the outside, giving Dark Wheel Duck a clear path to score 4 full points for the end of the jam. Both pivots, one for each team, sitting in a box right now. Not a happy place for a jammer, knowing that they don't have their friend out there, but at least neither of them do. We've got official mascot for the Northern Pikes. Gets Doug Drillmore. They're deciding to take it back a little, play a little backwards derby. Doug almost sneaking out the front of the pack, but being knocked to the inside, earning official mascot lead jam. Doug working hard at the front of the pack and getting out just on the inside there with a little hop. Official mascot deciding not to get back up. Scoring 2 points on that pass. Okay, speak shit. And the jam is underway. Goldeneye tiptoed through the tulips this Mother's Day, making it to the front of the pack first. Lead jam for the Crude Assassins, while the jammer for the Northern Pikes, Goldeneye, headed to the box. Crude Assassins will have a 30-minute advantage, or 30-minute, that'd be nice, eh? 30-second advantage. Mr. Jones just sneaking through. There's a bunch of blue in that box over there, so Mr. Jones is only having to work against 3 Northern Pikes blockers. There's a little bit of a dance going on there. Mr. Jones decides he doesn't want to do the tango anymore. Puts his hands to his hips, ends the jam. Got a 78-19 game now. Northern Pikes still have a healthy lead. But with a jam like that, if we can have a few more double-digit jams for the Crude Assassins, that lead could disappear pretty quickly. The Mystic up for the Northern Pikes. Side Dish for the Crude Assassins, earning them lead jam for a second time in a row. See if we can close that gap. And the Mystic, taking advantage of some excellent offense, is able to skip to Malou on the outside of the track. And Rhubarb Crisp taking side dish out on the outside, rendering them down and out, forcing that jam to be called off. Doug Drummer up for the Crude Assassins with Labadie for the Northern Pikes. I do so wish that I had better eyesight and could read the names of the blockers on my screen whilst watching roller derby, but they are all doing an amazing job, even though I'm not saying their names. A fantastic hit to the outside by Lady Beard, sending Labadie off the track, recycling back cleanly, allowing Doug Drillmore through the front of the pack. I just noticed that Labadie has bads on the back of their jersey, so it's gonna be Bads from now on. Bads calls it off right at the end of that jam. 0-0. Crude Assassins would do well to shut down Dark Wheel Duck. He's had a lot of success getting through, getting lead jam. All they need is a few more lead jam opportunities to increase their chance at reaching that. And they're unable to shut him down once again. An excellent knockout to the outside by Kirby. Not able to get a big run back, but it certainly slowed him down. Dark Wheel Duck coming in for a scoring pass, hitting a little bit of shrapnel on the ground there. We've got side dish up for the Crude Assassins and an official mascot again, jamming for the Northern Pikes. The blocking pods staying separately at the beginning, going for a full defense. And side dish able to sneak out. Official mascot hopping to the side, getting past Clancy. And a nice little jump by our Crude Assassins jammer, side dish. But everybody's gonna keep skating, hoping for a few more points on the board. Official mascot picks up 4 points, a steal of 4. We'll see if side dish denied. So it's a 4-4 jam. Kind of the same as a 0-0 jam with a little more action. Points differential doesn't change, but we got to watch some fun scoring passes. So it's 86-25 now. Crude Assassins still have a chance to catch up. Probably not before this period is over. We've only got 3 minutes, 20 seconds in this half. We'll get a little break, get a little nourishment, perhaps, a little bit of hydration. Goldeneye jamming for the Northern Pikes. Doug Drillmore for the Crude Assassins. And it's Goldeneye out first, but not earning lead jammer status. Doug Drillmore able to earn lead by passing cleanly. Running the clock down a little bit, calling off the jam. Just as Goldeneye was about to come in and score a few points, keeping that. Oh, Goldeneye did pick up 2 points. So it's 88-25. 2.5 minutes left in this half. Don't forget that we still got a bunch of vendors out there offering their wares. A bunch of fundraising happening. If you got some dollars still burning a hole in your pocket at the end of this Derby weekend, go and spend it on all of the great stuff we have going on out there. The Mystic up for the Northern Pikes. Crude Assassins have Mr. Jones jamming and was able to get out front first. You gotta love being that jammer, and when you look over and see that finger pointing at you, it's a happy moment. The Mystic coming out of the pack, but not without a cut track. Heading the back box, giving Crude Assassins well over 30 seconds there because they did pick up that penalty on the far side of the track. They're now at an advantage for the rest of this jam. Hopefully they can make up some points. Another 4 points scored for that jamming pass. They pick up a point for the 3 balkers they passed, and one they didn't even have to work hard to get by because they were in the box. And another 4 points, a quick pass for Mr. Jones, deciding to call it off after a 12 points jam, freezing the Mystic in the box so that the Crude Assassins can start with a jammer advantage. A few more jams like this and we can close that gap. Let's see what can be done before this half ends. At the start of this jam, we have the Mystic in the box still, and we've got a new jammer out there right now. Fairly Bionic. Fairly Bionic earning lead jammer. The Mystic is out of the box now, trying to get through the pack so that they can slow down that point scoring. Fairly Bionic sneaking through, though, because there's a bit of a shortage of Northern Pikes blockers out there right now. Only 2 blockers to work with. If they can keep jamming, they can keep scoring. The Mystic start trying to play a little defense there because he knows that there's a little short defensive line there. And Fairly Bionic deciding to call it off at the end there with a points advantage, a 4-7 jam there. And our score at the half, 92-44 for the Northern Pikes. I want to remind you that these folks are playing their last games of the weekend. Don't go away at the end of the game. There will be MVP prizes awarded. And while we're at it, the MVP for the entire tournament will be awarded by and chosen by all of you folks. You'll find QR codes around the building. You can scan, vote for your favorite Derby player of the weekend or favorite Derby announcer. I feel like that should be a thing. Want to take a moment to thank our sponsors. The Jam Line sponsor here on track 2, Trail Appliances. Our penalty sponsor, Genuine. And there's still a raffle ongoing. You can get extra raffle tickets available for a $2 donation. You can get those at the Chinook City merch table and win yourself some great prizes. We have a 10-minute halftime here, a quick halftime. Get yourself a beverage, get yourself a snack. It's going to be a long day of Derby. You want to stay hydrated, stay nourished. We'll be back here in a few minutes. Welcome back to this exciting game between the Northern Pikes and the Crude Assassins. We've got a minute and a half left in this intermission. Team's warming up. It's a little cool in here. Cooler than it is outside, I think. Oh, I know. I've been there. I've been there. Getting their legs warmed up again so they can take on this second half of their game. Remember, this is the last game for these teams. There will be MVPs announced. The way they're doing the MVPs of this tournament is they're awarding an MVP and an MVJ for each team for the entirety of the tournament. So taking a look at the suggestions made from the other teams and awarding an overall MVP and MVJ for each team. That'll be awarded at the end of this game.
for Northern Pikes, we've got Rhubarb, Crispy, Curb Stomp, and Coleshaw as your pivot. We have Pip and Dark-Wheeled Duck as your jammer. For Crude Assassins, we have Satanic Panic, Side Dish, Kaleidoscope Jamming, and we have Doug Drillmore as your pivot.
At the start of the second half here, we've got our Crude Assassins making a quick effort at the front, but Dark-Wheeled Duck, despite a attempt at a hit to the outside, was able to earn lead jammer. Crude Assassins very close behind. Kaleidoscope taking a hard fall at the back of the pack, getting up again to take another stab at it. Dark-Wheeled Duck calling it off so that he doesn't have to do that run back. Start again. That's the advantage of having lead jammer status. You're able to call that off, and if you don't want to do it anymore, you can say no. Three points were picked up by the Northern Pikes in that jam. It's a 95-44 score now. Jamming for the Crude Assassins, we have Mr. Jones out first for lead status. And official mascot not far behind. Mr. Jones making an aggressive pass there. Able to get
sweep by Schemo.
Able to pick up 3 points that time. And official mascot knocked to the inside, coming back around to make another pass. Official mascot looking for her friends. Sneaking through at the front of the pack. Mr. Jones giving a little wavy sort of inflatable man move there at the back of the pack to distract those blockers. Maybe when Mr. Jones isn't doing roller derby, he can get a job at a used car sale lot. I know I'd stop by and pick myself up a Buick.
All right, for Crude Assassins on your blockers, you've got Clancy John, you have Killer B, Missile, and Fairy Lee Bionic is your jammer. We have Lady Beard as a pivot.
Golden Eye out first.
Northern Pikes has Cutie Sly, Curb Stomp, and Coleshaw as the pivot. We've got Golden Eye jamming, Crazy D, and Pip.
Goldeneye making it through for his scoring pass. Managed to stay inbounds. Lady Beard did attempt very well to try and get Goldeneye out, but was denied. Goldeneye on another point scoring pass with a little hop on the inside, was able to clear the pack.
Lady Beard now jamming for the Crude Assassins.
You have to be much closer and much louder. I also do this so that it focuses the sound. Yeah. We've got a 107-54 score here. 8 points picked up by the Northern Pikes in that last jam.
Crude Assassins putting out Satanic Panic. We've got Side Dish as the pivot. The Speedster is the blocker. Drug Dilmer is a blocker. We're going to see Show Me Your Hits as the jammer for the Crude Assassins for the first time, I believe. Northern Pikes, No Elbows, The Mystic, Hailward's Abolisher, and Kitty Creamer.
And Show Me Your Hits out first. Racing around the track, hoping to score some points before the Mystic can clear the pack. Mystic out of the pack now. Show Me Your Hits scoring a full 4 points. Looking at the bench. Being told to keep skating.
Let's see, Show Me Your Hits. Tiptoe through the tulips one more time.
Knocked to the inside, calls it off quickly before the Mystic can come back around and score any more points. That's a 4 to 7 points differential for that jam. We've got 1-1-1. I love it when the scores are so pretty like that. 111 to 61.
Lining up for the Crude Assassins, we have Kaleidoscope, Trish Trash, Let's Get Liz Gill, and Doug Drillmore. And we've got Mr. Jones jamming for the Crude Assassins. Northern Pikes are Cutie Sly, Rhubarb Crisp, Curb Stomp and Coleshaw, Pip, and Labatti is your jammer.
Mr. Jones manages to make it out first, but followed very closely by Bads.
Have some dueling jammers out there.
Mr. Jones manages to regain the lead there, hoping to score some points, but so does Bads. I think we're probably going to have another little round here. And before Bads can get around to steal any more points, the jam is called. Notice we have some players running the bench over there today. We've got Charlie Horse working the bench for the Crude Assassins, Pterodactyl for the Northern Pikes. You see that these coaches were also skating this weekend. Everybody's doing double duty.
Double duty.
Dark Will Duck, the bearded wonders out there for jamming for both teams. Dark Will Duck, Ladybeard. And Ladybeard manages to scoop his shoulder under the Northern Pikes blockers, gaining lead jammer status. Dark Will Duck about a half a pack back. And Ladybeard hopping on the inside to score 4 points. Late penalty call there at the end of the jam. Someone's going to the box. Looks like Clancy headed to the box, letting his bench know that they'll have to skate very short. Have a look at that box over there.
For your Crude Assassins jamming, we've got Side Dish on the line. For your blockers are Schemo, Killer Bee, Trish Trash, and Show Me Your Hits. Northern Pikes are going to see Official Mascot, Curb Stomp and Coleshaw, Crazy D, Kitty Creamer, and Pip.
We've got 2 blockers for the Crude Assassins sitting in the box, and one, I believe, had to stay on the track to report to the box. Yep, Clancy reporting the box now. So there were actually 3 blockers with penalties, but no room in the box. Official Mascot going down hard, calling the jam off from the ground.
Giving us a little fish out of water.
Yeah, fish can get a little floppy sometimes. Not in a bad way.
Lining up for your Crude Assassins on the jam line, we've got Side Dish. Schemo's the pivot for Side Dish. We've got Clancy John. Oh, excuse me, Mr. Jones is your pivot. Oh, and GoldenEye is getting recycled. Strong blocking coming from Mr. Jones at the front of the pack. And GoldenEye is going to earn lead jammer status.
Side Dish making some very quick moves out of the box. Getting through the pack. Coming up on the back of the pack, Side Dish hoping to score some points with a very high apex jump. And we'll find out. I saw one finger being held up. We'll wait for confirmation of that. 4-1 jam at the moment, but our jam ref has gone over to the scorekeepers. We'll wait for a moment to confirm.
Yeah, we're going to keep that 1 point on there for the Crude Assassins.
So it's a 119 to 68 game now. The jam is underway. The Mystic jamming for Northern Pikes. And for the Crude Assassins, looks like we have Doug Drillmore.
We have the Mystic with the lead jam for Northern Pikes.
Well, Doug Drillmore, whilst he was do-si-doing around the inside there, he managed to step out of bounds, earning himself a cut track, heading to the box. The Mystic now on a power jam. Mystic hit to the outside, hardly.
A beautiful finishing hit from Show Me Your Hits.
Calling off the jam so he didn't have to go back through and take any more of that abuse. They're super quiet.
Northern Pikes, we have Labatte lining up on the jam line. We also have No Elbows, Abolisher, Kitty Creamer, and Pip. We have Doug Drillmore jamming for your Crude Assassins.
I decided to call this jammer Bats because that's what it says on their jersey and it's easier to pronounce. With a little stomp there to throw those blockers off. They were still able to catch. Hit to the outside and a penalty was called. Little penalty exchange happening. Doug Drillmore coming out of the box and busting through those Northern Pikes blockers. The helmet cover off his head. Placing that star back on his head so he can start to score some points here as he comes around for a scoring pass. Indicating for the offense to come in after he strikes that pack. And he manages to sneak through with a little fancy footwork. Earning a full 4 points on that pass. Bads is out of the box now. Sneaking through cleanly. Earning 4 points on that pass.
We're going to see a full jam here.
Bads doing that stomp again. Trying to throw those blockers off.
Oh, we have Doug Drillmore going to the box.
That's what happens with 2-minute jams. A little more risk of penalty for those jammers. So we've had 3 different jammer penalties in this jam alone. Only 10 seconds left in this jam. Bad's trying to pick up as many points as possible before that jam timer runs out. With only 2 seconds left, I think we're going to see the natural conclusion to this jam. With 12? Let's wait. Let's see what happens here. 12-6 for the Northern Pikes for that jam. Score of 135-74.
For the Crude Assassins, we've got Side Dish, the Speedster, Show Me Your Hits. Doug Drillmore starting in the box. For Northern Pikes, we have Rhubarb Crispy, Curb Stomper Coleshaw, Cutie Sly, Crazy D, and Dark Wheel Duck as the jammer. And
Doug Drillmore released very quickly from the box. That advantage that the Northern Pikes started with was quickly lost. Doug Drillmore, now the only jammer on the track. Dark Wheel Duck picked up a penalty in that first pass. Doug doing a little quick turnaround for 4 points at the front of the pack. Looks like we're going to have a full 2-minute jam again. And Doug is tired, and I don't blame him. 2-minute jams are hard. Passes that helmet cover off so somebody else can take a stab at it.
Schemo now jamming for the Crude Assassins.
Doug switching quickly to defense and making it very difficult for Dark Wheel Duck to exit the front of the pack, but they do. Both jammers on scoring passes now. Schemo sneaking up the inside there for a full 4-point scoring pass. Just doing laps now. It's a matter of how many laps you can do at this point. And as long as you can stay on the track, you can score points. Really stretched out pack here. Referees managing that pack, making sure that everybody stays close together. Schemo exiting the pack there for another pass.
Schemo avoiding a little whiff at the front.
Looks like we have a 7-16 jam difference there for that. And now it looks like a big score difference there, 142-90, but a couple of really big jams for the Crude Assassins could close that gap, and we have 15 minutes left, so you never know what might happen.
We're going to have an official review here for the Crude Assassins.
Taking a bit of a break here with an official review. This gives the skaters a chance to catch their breath, and official review happens when captains from one team feels like maybe a penalty should have been issued, or maybe one shouldn't have been issued. They're able to make their case. The referees have a little conference, and they decide whether or not that call should be made or revoked.
Don't forget you can throw a pie at a junior. We have April Sours, Masquerade, Killer Cupcake available to get pied in the face. They are taking bids until 5 p.m. today.
Yeah, don't miss your chance to throw a little pie in the face of a youngster today.
A scallywag.
A scallywag.
A whippersnapper.
A whippersnapper. Those that commit shenanigans.
A rapscallion.
Our video stream happening today, sponsored by Stream System. Don't forget that you could be watching Derby live on one track and streaming the other track at the same time. Don't miss any Derby action. Also available to watch later. So you can replay all the exciting action from this weekend. And at the end of that official review, it looks like we have not had any change in the refs' calls.
Denied.
The Northern Pikes will start with a blocker advantage. I think that's Curb Stomp and Coleshaw in the box.
We've got official mascot on the jam line for the Pikes and Satanic Panic jamming for the Crude Assassins.
Official mascot out there with no pivot, hoping to make it through quickly. Satanic Panic, I think, jamming for the first time this game for the Crude Assassins. Falling hard to the back. Official mascot does make it out first, in spite of being down a blocker, but Satanic Panic with some excellent offense makes it out quickly. Pack moving quickly. The Northern Pikes trying to get to the front of the pack so that they can throw their points to the back. Were unsuccessful. And Curb Stomp and Coleshaw delivering a little bit of offense up at the front of the pack. Jam was called with 3 points for the Northern Pikes and a goose egg for the Crude Assassins.
Ooh, we're going to see Show Me Your Hits lining up on the jam line for the second time of the Crude Assassins. For your Northern Pikes, we are up against the Mystic.
Show Me Your Hits kind of doing a little pogo move through that pack and able to step past that last Northern Pikes blocker. Northern Pikes giving a little offense there, hoping to get the Mystic out that front. One more blocker to pass. Now to great reformation by the white blockers. Coming back to help their jammer. Again, Show Me Your Hits able to step. But unfortunately, not in bounds. Well, we have a race for the box now. Both jammers being called on a penalty. Whoever gets there first gets released first.
All right.
And we're really excited for that half-second advantage.
That does mean we are going to go for a full jam, as if you go to the penalty box and you have lead jammer, you lose it.
Another full 2-minute jam here. This game has had very little stoppage of play. It's moving along quickly. Lots of long jams. It's tiring at this point in the weekend. These guys have been playing all weekend.
And yet Show Me still giggles.
Nice, some fantastic one-on-one blocking from 89 of the Northern Pikes. Pip. Show Me Your Hits taking a minute, taking a breath.
We have Cutie Sly wearing the star now for the Northern Pikes.
Yeah, if you know it's going to be a full 2 minutes, there's no reason not to pass, I guess. But that was a fantastic apex jump. I think he's saving his energy on his turnaround so that he can put it all into that jumping. Cutie Sly still battling. A very solid tripod at the back. And then jam comes to its natural conclusion. 2 minutes is a long time, yo.
So we're looking at 11 for that jam for the Crude Assassins and 4 for the Northern Pikes.
The Crude Assassins are really starting to make up points here. We've still got
Tons of time.
tons of time.
Tons. Enough time to buy a junior.
Yeah, definitely. Buy yourself some raffle tickets. Go shopping. Let's get Lizical up there for the Crude Assassins. But Bad's getting lead jam on that one. Making their way around the track with some speed while they have a chance to score some points. Increase their lead. Schemo doing some really good defensive moves there. Some one-on-one blocking, feeding Bads into that tripod. But they are able to bust through at the front of the pack there. Let's get Lizical still working. Looking for some help. A good attempt at some offense there on the outside. Really difficult to move those Northern Pikes blockers. Bads is just circling the track. Running up points. Sees an opportunity. Speeding through on the inside. Jammers really love it when they can get through that pack untouched. And a helmet cover pass has happened. And we've got side dish now, your jammer for the Crude Assassins. Forcing a quick call off by Bads. Yes, sir. And we've got Dark Whale Duck there again on the line. I think that's Clancy John. And we have our first pivot line start. Nope, just kidding. A ton of speed off that start. Dark Whale Duck is able to charge his way through the pack. Clancy still having to work, having been hit to the outside and hit to the inside. Looking for help from his teammates. And they deliver some fantastic offense, allowing Clancy to make it through on the inside of that pack. Dark Wheel Duck coming around for another scoring pass. And while slipping and sliding his way through the packs, manages to pick up a full 4 points before ending up on the track. Big shout out to our officials this weekend. We've got a fantastic crew of NSOs working hard, running around both tracks, doing multiple jobs. And our on-skates referees spending just as much time in their skates, if not more, than most of these athletes on the track. Mr. Jones, lead jammer from the Crude Assassins. And official mascot makes it through. But not before Mr. Jones can score 4 points. Official mascot making another run at it. It's a very solid 4 defensive blockers at the back, making it very difficult. And a very nice, patient sweep. allowing Fish to exit the pack and pick up 4 points themselves.
Yeah, Fish was really towing the line.
Mr. Jones calling off that jam, checking on that Northern Pikes blocker that took a hard fall to the outside. These skaters battle it out on the track, but they really care about each other. Golden Eye out at the front for lead jammer status, and our white Crude Assassin jammer taking a quick U-turn there to head to the box. The faster you get to the box, the faster you get out of the box. So if we can show some urgency, that certainly helps. A hard push through there for the Golden Eye, picking up 4 points. These games are so quick that these officials are having to skate a lot and fast.
And we got a push out here from Doug Drillmore.
And a hard fall, but a legal hit. Forcing Golden Eye to step over, but they don't give up. Missile took that hard hit, popped back up again, and got right in front of the jammer. I feel like, do you remember that game Hoppin' Poppies? It's like a little spring and a suction cup, and the little toy would pop up.
Not even a little bit.
It's a thing.
Hoppin' Poppies.
Hoppin' Poppies. I feel like some of these youngsters have that sort of spring-like ability in their legs. We've got the Mystic for the Northern Pikes. Satanic Panic for the Crude Assassins.
Satanic Panic jamming for Crude Assassins against the Mystic for the Northern Pikes. And we're going to earn lead jammer status.
Satanic Panic making it out first, whilst at a blocker disadvantage. So getting some really effective help, even though they're down a blocker.
We have a quick call out from Satanic Panic. Are we going to see any points? We got 2 points for Satanic Panic against 0 for the Northern Pikes.
Smart call off on the outside of the pack, knowing they probably wouldn't score any more points before the Mystic made it.
And now we have 1-1-1 for the Crude Assassins.
Didn't we have 1-1-1 earlier for the Northern Pikes?
We did have 1-1-1.
A little bit of a score swap happening.
Score swap. And we have 4-4-4 remaining in the game.
Wow. And we've got a timeout, Blue. Taking a few seconds to regroup.
Show Me Your Hits and Clancy John on the track talking about what they're going to have for dinner.
Having a little conference with their coach, Charlie Horse.
Do you think they're going to go pizza or tacos?
Oh, they might be talking about dinner. I know, I'm talking about dinner. Did you know that only winners get dinner?
That is true. Only winners get dinner.
The Crude Assassins are going hungry tonight if they don't pick it up.
They will have to eat their shorts if they lose.
They may have to eat their shorts. Let's hope not. I want to remind you on this timeout that you can go and get yourself some raffle tickets over there on track 1. Fantastic prizes by the Carriage House, Callaway Park, Fitset Ninja, Notable, the Hangar Museum. All fantastic prizes available for you for only a $2 donation. Take a chance. Win a prize. Jam is underway with Bads jamming for the Northern Pikes. A really stretched out pack here. One-on-one blocking at the front of the pack from Show Me Your Hits. Bads has lead jammer status here. Staying in bounds in spite of a really solid push out by Doug Drillmore.
We're going to see Crazy D heading to the box for a forearm.
Schemo unable to knock Bads out of the track there. Some fantastic footwork and staying in bounds. Clancy now out of the
Heading
box.
to the box
Hoping
now.
to get through untouched. Both jammer and blocker going down hard in that corner. And Clancy making it through. Call off by Labadie for the Northern Pikes. With two of their blockers in the box, Crude Assassins are going to have a mad advantage on this jam.
I see Mr. Jones wearing the pivot cover for the Crude Assassins. We also have Killer B, Missile, and Lady Beard.
Fairy Lee Bionic, the only jammer on the track right now. Oh, no, that's not true. I'm lying. They just don't have a lot of blockers to get through. Dark Wheel Deck missing.
And we have Fairy Lee Bionic earning lead jam.
Dark Wheel Duck in the box because he missed a drawback there. Came in a little too quick and earned himself a cut track penalty. Fairly Bionic fighting the tripod at the front of the pack. Hoping to push them out of bounds. Unable to do so, their blockers come in to deliver some incredible offense. Unfortunately, unable to get by that last blocker and giving them a chance to reform. They keep pushing. Knocked down and out to the inside.
And we're going to have a quick call off. What a great jam. We've got no points for the Northern Pikes and 4 points for the Crude Assassins. That was a smart call.
You know who else we don't think enough? We've got some incredible photographers doing some work out here for us, taking their time out of their weekend and catching all the action so that we can look back at ourselves and all the ridiculous faces we make while playing roller derby. Official mascot out first, and side dish picking up a penalty. So we're going to have a 30 minute, I keep saying 30 minutes, 30-second advantage for the Northern Pikes. And a blocker penalty picked up for the Crude Assassins. At this point in the game, everybody sort of takes a beat when things get confusing, because if you make a mistake at this point, it may cost you. And we're tired. Under a minute left in this game. We're going to have one more jam, at least.
We're going to see the Northern Pikes with a pack advantage and a power start.
Don't forget not to leave at the end of this game. We're awarding MVPs for these teams. MVPs awarded for the tournament. So the Crude Assassins are being awarded their MVP at the end of this game because the Saskatchewan team has another game later. Oh, and GoldenEye almost making it through, but he does get that advantage out the front of the pack because Show Me Your Hits picked up a penalty. And now the Crude Assassins are having a little party in the penalty box, the genuine penalty box.
They didn't finish their conversation about what they're going to have for dinner.
GoldenEye getting prepared to everybody just making sure they're getting the right signals. Side dish going to the box. So GoldenEye jamming for the Northern Pikes. We have a full 2-minute jam here. We've got 47 seconds left. We will see both jammers out on the track by the end of this jam.
GoldenEye going to take a second to smell the flowers.
At this point, it's better to play it safe and play it clean. GoldenEye maybe going to play a little... Nope, he's not. Thought he might play a little defense there and waste some time, but he decided to pick up those points instead. Both jammers tired, and all the blockers deciding they don't want to block anymore, so they just get a move. Side dish knocked to the outside, having to make his way back to the back of the pack. And the jam and the game coming to its end with the clock. We've got a score of 211 to 126. It's an outstanding game, well fought. Again, please wait around. The Crude Assassins will be awarded their MVPs at the end of this game. Waiting for an official, and it is official. That is the final score, 2-1-1 for the Northern Pikes, 126 for the Crude Assassins.
Happy to see Side Dish getting up on their own power.
And thank you to both of these teams for traveling to play here in Calgary. The Crude Assassins from Fort McMurray and the Northern Pikes from Saskatchewan.
And thank you to all our officials.
Don't go away. We'll be back on this track after we're done with the awards announcement. With the Windy City Wipeouts versus Calgary. Some junior action. You can see the future of the sport here in a few minutes. Game starts at 3.